Hey, so I did another love spread today, and it is October the 25th. Um, we are still in the blood moon, and it is past the new moon, so we are currently into a waxing moon. So, the left side would be the three cards I pulled for myself, and the right side would be the three cards I pulled for Mark, and the center would be the card that um, would help us better communicate or get over some of the blockages we have. So, of course, I have Mark's crystal that goes on his side of the bed, and my crystal that's typically on my side of my bed. We have our marriage certificate over there, and this card I had pulled a few days ago, and it was really bothering me in my spread, and so I just pulled it out actually, and I felt better with it just kind of sitting over there. So as I was shuffling the cards, I was holding my angel stone, and I really prayed for love and light to be surrounding me, and asked all my guides, my spirit guides and angels to be with me for this reading. So the first card that I chose happened to be the Cobra. And when I saw that, I just really thought, wow, look at that Cobra, like standing there so strong and staring right at me. Like I thought, wow, he's looking right at me. I know that the Cobra, seems to be, trying to look confident and strong and being protective of what is theirs. And with that fire element, with the reds and the oranges and the yellows there, just so powerful. The fire element, they represent the ego, and they challenge us to become our best self. So it's like that Cobra is looking at me saying, like, come on, Star, you know what, we're strong, we're independent, we can do this. So when I actually look at the Cobra, it is a card of waiting, going inwards to decide. So it's like I've been consulting with myself, deciding what I should do and how I should go about it. So this camel is also another fire card, because it's also from the grasslands. So, with the fire element, it's leading us towards change. And when I saw the camel, I just thought, wow, camels usually go on some pretty long distances, and they have their reserves with their water, and they rely on those reserves for a long time. And that's what I've been doing. I have my reserves, which is my hope and my faith and my love. Now, the interesting thing I thought about this card specifically for me is that moon. So, like I said, we are in a waxing moon, and I've actually been doing a love spell. So every evening during the waxing moon, I've been carving Mark's name and my name and a heart around us, and basically, saying a prayer for his love to come back to me or not to leave me. So I found that really interesting, that's night and the moon, and that was really interesting. Now we get back down over here to this little mouse, and again, I see it being night, and usually in the evenings is when I feel most turmoil and grief. And by morning I have new clarity, and throughout the night I always have a great sleep. Lately, not really many dreams, but that mouse tells me I feel I have some insecurities, and I'm nervous, and I'm not sure if this is the right thing for me to do, which is being patient for Mark, even though it feels right. And my Cobra tells me, and same with Camel, that I need change and to be my best self. So again, with an earth card, it's a suit of survival and instinct, and earth creatures represent our relationship to fear and habits. And I've been breaking habits, and that's great. Also, if I was to look up exactly what the mouse says, it says detail-oriented, nitpicking, and nervous. So, my intuition on that is pretty solid. So let's go over to Mark's side. Once again, Mark, the last card I pulled for Mark a few days ago happened to be a raven, and in that picture, the raven was very stoic, also looking away. I just want to mention that my 3 cards, the cobra I said is looking directly at me. My camel, who is on a journey of change and I have my reserves of hope and faith, but yet I'm not looking directly at Mark. So, that tells me that I'm not that I've given up hope at all, but just that I'm not completely focused on him. I haven't been talking to him either. Same with the mouse is also looking away. So, once again, the crow that I had pulled for Mark was a very black crow, and it was holding on to a ball of beautiful colors. And I just want to notice that the colors around the hawk now are surrounding the hawk and not just all in concentrated into one little ball. Same colors as the cobra, the reds, the oranges, the yellows, which to me is connecting. I also see in this hawk that Mark's wings are open now, and now he's flying, and I feel like it's because he knows that I've let go of him for him to do whatever he needs or he feels he needs. So I guess maybe I've been nurturing him to have that experience, to maybe soar and let those colors, break free. However, that hawk is still watching, and it is an air card, creatures of the sky. The air element, they move quickly and decisively, and they're known to see more than others, and this can lead to powerful and discerning qualities. Sometimes with creatures of the sky and the air element, it can often lead them to feeling ungrounded. So I still feel that Mark may also feel a little ungrounded, still searching the sky like a hawk would, looking below, watching, and quite often, the hawk is often watching that mouse, right? That's their prey. And so that gives me comfort knowing that, the hawk is still watching for the mouse. Because he knows that I'm nervous right now. He's probably wondering why I haven't contacted him in a few days. Which leads me to this beautiful owl. And, owls of the night. Again, I've talked about me being in the night. The camel is there in the night, and so is that mouse. So that makes me feel also still connected to Mark. I think he's going through and feeling the same things I am. However, I've been sending him love and light daily, especially in the evenings. Quite often I pray and I meditate, and I've been doing so a lot in my hot tub, and always sending Mark as much comfort and love and light that I can to him, and sending him peace. And this owl, man, he is staring right at me, and those colors around him in that darkness, I think he knows that I've been sending him love and light, and that feels good that he knows that. And so with an owl, what's in for the owl for these cards is abundance, clairvoyance, and treasures. So yeah, he knows that I'm sending him love and light, even though I'm not talking to him, even though he's watching me and wondering exactly what that little mouse is doing, or, you know, or the camel in me. He knows I like to go on adventures, and yet he knows that I can be a really strong individual, like a cobra would be. So, yeah, I think he's definitely in tune and in touch with me right now. So, Mark's next card would be the fish, and of course that is a water element card, and there's that moon. Now, that moon is in the opposite direction, which tells me that's the waxing moon, and then there's the, I want to call it a Wabius moon. It's after the half moon. It's just the opposite side of the waxing moon, and I see red there, and to me red means passion and fire and vibrancy, and I see a bunch of light coming from that. It's almost as if that's a time of reflection in that moon phase, and you know, Mark felt all of my love and light and compassion being sent to him. And so once we cross the half moon, I think he's going to do a lot of reflecting in regards to relationships and those things. So creatures of the rivers, the waters, lakes, oceans, the water element represents emotional world. They point to relationships, love, boundaries, creativity, our flow, if you will. When the water is crystal clear, we know it is in our hearts. So, yeah, I mean, I guess, you know, he is still thinking about love and relationships, and I think he's feeling everything I've sent to him in this waxing moon. And, yeah, it's not nighttime anymore. There's definitely some light there, and it's shining through the darkness to him, and I'm really appreciative of that. So this dolphin, it gave me a lot of happiness when I pulled this card. I know that dolphins are so fun and playful, and they live with, you know, joy, or that's usually what they represent to us, or they represent to me, I should say. And, you know, it looks like that dolphin is smiling. So if we can look at all these cards together, my side, and that's, you know, in the night, and most of those are in the night as well. And then we have this beautiful dolphin full of colors. You can almost see all of the colors of the chakra. I see, you know, the white, and then the purple for a third eye, and then the blues, the green for heart. We have some yellows in there, and we have oranges, and then all the way down to red. And to me, that's just an amazing sign of reconciliation for Mark and I, and how we're going to go about it is, you know, through the water element. And once again, that has been something that's been very binding for Mark and I, spending time in our hot tub. And I think that we can still find each other. The card that I had pulled previously for Mark and I was the stingray, once again a water element, and you can see all the colors of the chakra there. And so I see that, you know, in a circle of love, never ending circles there around the dolphin. So if I read the dolphin, and again, I already read the water element, so it points to relationship, love, boundaries, creativity. When the water is crystal clear, you will know it in your hearts. And when I look at the dolphin, innately intelligent, a healer, and blessing. So I think this dolphin is telling us that, you know, it's maybe representing that the water does help heal us together. And and it was truly a blessing to have our hot tub, and I'm completely grateful for it. I've cried many tears in it, and I've laughed and I've loved in my hot tub. So overall, I think the cards for myself are true, and there's so many signs in those cards, especially both those moons. And I believe that there can be healing, and that we are blessed to have found each other, and I think we can come together to again find each other once again.